Tom Lofthouse, George Rolls, Louis Edmonds, P2M2D1, Task 2, Unit 6. Right lads, start off with you Tom. Which target group have you chosen?
I've chosen teenager.
Right, teenagers, okay. Right, now you need to talk to me about the barriers to participation for those people.
First one I chose was confidence. This will affect them by they're not thinking they don't think they're as good as other people in the team.
Yeah.
Or they might not be confident of going and asking someone to join a team.
Okay.
The other one I chose was time, and because the teenager might have a part-time job, so they might not have enough time to go and play, I don't know, football, rugby, hockey, and they might not have enough time to go play certain sports that they want to play.
Okay. George,
Yes.
which target group have you chosen?
Disability target group.
Right.
Could be like a lack of facilities, like not enough changing rooms for them, or not enough coaches for them to be able to learn. And it's like how they can get into the facility, and like with ramps and stuff and lifts. Second one were transport, so like taxis, not if there's one with disabled access, or buses if there's one that leads to the facility that they're going to.
So how might that be a barrier for them, transport for disabled people?
Like not being able to get there.
So who might they have to rely on?
A lift off, like parents or.
Yeah. And then which other barrier does that link into again?
Get money for like bus and taxis.
Good, right, good. Target group, Louis?
I've chose gender. So, and my barriers are money.
Right, so your target group's females, yeah?
Yeah, females.
Right, okay.
And my
Any age or?
No, just females, like obviously from I'd say 7 to 18.
Right.
And my barriers are money and area living.
Yeah.
So for the money, well you could link both of them in. So if you live in a bad area, say it's got quite a bit of poverty, then obviously you won't be able to get the money to say buy a membership for a certain club, or even like you could link it in with lots of stuff like transport and stuff, so you can't afford to like get to places, because say in a sport like athletics where you do sprinting, you travel across like the whole of like the world really to compete in competitions. And if you haven't got the money, then obviously you can't compete to the highest level. And I think with gender, is especially females, I don't think there's as much. It's a harder competition, because I think there's not as much like open opportunities for females in stuff like that. And it's if you live in a bad area, then you're not going to have the opportunities anyway. So.
Right. So which two barriers did you have again? Just tell me.
Area living and money.
Area living and money. Which do you think's the biggest barrier then?
I'd say money.
Right. Why?
Just because if you've got no money, then you can't get to places. You can't get a membership for clubs. You can't get all your kit.
Yeah.
You can't proceed to the highest level you want to be really without using money. Because if you've got no money to start off with, you're not going to be able to get, say, a bus to, or drive a car to say, if in somewhere like Africa, where there's like very limited amounts of like sports centres and stuff, and it might be far away from the place where you live, so you're not going to be able to get there, are you, every day? So.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's link that to the continuum then. Sports development continuum, Tom. So, your barrier was what again? Your target group, sorry.
Target group was teenager.
Right. So link that now to the continuum. So for each stage, how might it affect teenagers at each stage of the continuum? Those barriers and linking those barriers along with. So what's the bottom stage?
Bottom stage is foundation.
Right. So I might help. So I might for teenagers, it'd be a barrier in the continuum. Well, I'll come back to you, George.
For a disabled person, like foundation, they might not like have other friends who are disabled.
Good.
So they won't be able to like play around with them or like just go out.
Yeah.
Performance, like there might not be like any leagues around for them to start getting into because they couldn't find enough people to get involved in it.
Yeah.
That's next stage again.
Well, it's foundation, then participation.
Participation and
Right, Louis.
So for foundation, on the continuum, I'd say for like a female with low money, there's not going to be a lot of, you can't start off good enough, say, because with females, I don't think there's, they're not, probably you won't find loads of female friends that are into the same things like sprinting and stuff and sport.
Yeah, good.
So if you've got no money as well as that, you can't like go into a group and say like we're gonna do this, we're gonna go to a club and get a membership and stuff because you've got no money anyway. So you can't start off on that foundation. It's hard enough to get going anyway. So you're not gonna be able to proceed very much without like a contract.
And then how's that going to affect the other stages then?
Because if you can't start off well on the foundation and you can't get enough money to actually start, then you're not going to be able to proceed to the next level, are you? So,
Right. And then talk to me about the participation.
Well, the participation, it also links in with like the area you live in. So, so you know, if there's not a lot of female sprinters and or female hockey players around you, depending on what sport it is, then you're not going to be able to participate in events that are close to you.
Right. Performance.
Performance, well, if you've not got the participation and foundation, you're not going to exceed your performance. You're not going to be able to build on your skills.
Right.
Money in the area you live in is going to stop you from doing that.
And how's that ultimately going to affect the elite stage?
Because you're not going to, without having all them skills and the rest of the continuum, then you're not going to be able to get seen by like big names and stuff who take you on to a higher level. So say in a footballing world, you're not going to be able to get to that, well, you're not even going to be able to get to an academy, and then obviously if you're not going to get to an academy, then you're not going to make it very far, not a scout's going to see you, because you're not even getting into like the participation and performance stage yet.